All right, we are live at the Paste Studios with Ben Caplan. Ben, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Ben is, of course, the gentleman with the magnificent beard on the left side of your screen, and on the right is Graham Scott on keys and accordion. Man, thank you for coming and playing. You got 4 songs to play today. One of them is off the second album, and then we've got 3 to play off of the current album. Congratulations, by the way. Old Stock just came out earlier this week, just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, on Friday, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nice for it to finally be out in the world.
Yeah. So we've got, first off, is a song from the second album, from the previous album. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, this song called Birds with Broken Wings, and thought it might make a nice launch into the new material by little touchstone on the past. And I think that, you know, the new album it's a fairly political album. It's an album about refugees, and this title track off the last album, Birds with Broken Wings, is also a political song. It sort of deals with the problem of certainty and the lack of openness to having doubt in public discourse, which I think is profoundly dangerous for democracy. So I thought I would maybe start in that territory and then move on to songs about refugees.
Outstanding. We would love to hear them all.
Yeah, great. Here, this is Birds with Broken Wings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring me birds with broken wings, men with all the answers, people who have killed, give me incurable cancers. Bring me beaches slicked in oil, give me disregard for doubt, streetlights shine on broken roads where no one is about. I want that hopeless green depression, punishments without a cause. Give me impotent obsession, the disregard for laws. I want the trees in single file, bring the corpse of something rare. Show me children who are sinners, show me mounds of human hair. I climbed up the mountain just to kill my son. An angel tried to stop me with a ram. Well, he said your mind's infected, but I said you lack perspective. You gotta walk the bottom, maybe you wanna see the top. La da da la da da la da da la da da da. Give me poison I can swim in, water I can't drink, wheels that won't stop spinning. Teach my children not to think. I want the fruit that tastes like nothing, extra thumbs for every book. But give me lessons without questions, a mild disdain for books. Give me metaphors unraveled, poetry defined. Bring me the head of Dionysus, but please don't spell out the wine. Trade the future for the present, trade me ashes for my history. I don't need to look aside, I know the answer to the mystery. I climbed up the mountain just to kill my son. An angel tried to stop me with a ram. Well, he said your mind's infected, but I said you lack perspective. You gotta walk the bottom, maybe you wanna see the top. La da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da. Oh, I know they call me crazy. There will be no turning back. I don't care if things get ugly. Once the word of God is spoken, there's no way to take it back.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
So if you are just joining us in this klezmer hoedown here that's happening in the studio, we've got Mr. Ben Caplan and Mr. Graham Scott here joining us. Thanks again for coming and playing. That was one song off of the previous album, and we've got 3 coming up that are off the album that just was released last Friday, Old Stock. So can you tell us a little bit about the next song you're going to play?
Yeah, this next song, it's the opening track off the album, and it's one of the few songs on the record that I didn't write. It's a song that was written by a guy named Jeff Berner. He's a Canadian songwriter that I'm a huge fan of, and the music of this album comes from a sort of theater concert mashup concept performance thing that we built. We all sort of emerge out of the shipping container to tell the story of these Jewish Romanian refugees who come to Canada in 1908. And this song is called Traveler's Curse, and it sort of articulates the difficulty, the ethical problems with putting up a wall, let's say, and saying, we're in, you're out. We have the moral right to deny access to our resources to anybody else, because of course circumstances can change like that, and I think it behooves us to all behave as civilly as possible. On the off chance that maybe it's possible that empires fall and global power dynamics shift, and maybe it would be nice to not be an international pariah. Is maybe the thought that's behind. I mean, I didn't say that. That's just me interpreting what Jeff Berner said.
And was this a song that was written in direct response to what's going on right now, or was this written a little while ago?
It's written a little while ago. In fact, the whole show, this whole album
shifted over time.
Yeah, this album was all started back in 2015, sort of as a response to the Syrian refugee crisis. Telling the story of these Jewish Romanian refugees in 1908 to think about the plight of the Syrians today. And I mean, it was interesting as we were creating the work, the depth of the resonance between the story from 110 years ago and now. And of course, the resonance only continues to expand on the southern border of the United States.
Sure. Yeah. Unfortunate. There always is a story that will resonate with, no matter what period of time you're in. But
absolutely,
yeah, important to tell it, definitely.
So this is Traveler's Curse. I have been libeled as a wanderer. This is not the case. I have a home. It's just that it's an inconvenient place right now. None is too many of that kind, I overhear you say. You make some markings on the page and stamp and seal my fate. I regret now to inform you who refused to aid my plight. Bad luck will come to those who deny the travelers their rights. Who can deny your moral right to prosperity and order? You fell out of your mother on the correct side of the border, and that mother fall gives you all of this power over me today. But there are forces in this world that could make all that fall away in a second. All of my pity upon you, all of my pity upon you. My luck can only get better, yours is bound to be worse. Now I see it upon you, the traveler's curse. Don't be misled and think this curse is mine to make or lift. You put it on yourself, it's not my place to bend and sift. Your conscience and your character, your luck is all your own. Good luck with that, I leave you now, but you'll never be alone. With all of my pity upon you, all of my pity upon you. My luck can only get better, yours is bound to be worse. Now I see it upon you, the traveler's curse. All right.
Thank you guys. Man, for such a sobering message and important message, thank you for wrapping it in such an uplifting package. I mean, it's impossible not to tap your foot along to that song. Those are great songs, these two that we've heard so far. So thanks for playing.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know, I mean, I think I love as a songwriter to try to poke my fingers into the darkness, but why not have a hoedown while you're doing it, right? I mean, who says that thinking about the important things has to be a bad time?
That's right.
Not me. I don't say that.
No, not me either.
Yeah,
ever.
Great, perfect. None of us.
Where can people? Are you still doing the whole performance where you emerge from the
yeah?
The
so the play continues to tour. We just wrapped up a 7-week run in New York City where we're performing off Broadway, but we're continuing to tour it. Our next run of shows is in October October in the UK, then November in the Netherlands. We're going to be back in the States. We'll be back stateside in, is it March? We'll be performing in California.
And those you'll keep them all up on the website, bencaplan.ca.
Totally, bencaplan.ca. And we've got a bunch of Canadian dates as well, the West Coast and Toronto as well. So if people want to see the play, there's lots of opportunities. And we're hoping to continue touring it for some time. So
nice. Well, I'd love to have a chance to check it out, man. It sounds great. And you guys are you playing as a duo tonight, or is there? Yes, you are playing at Rockwood Music Hall tonight at 7 on stage 2.
That's right.
And again, of course, all those tour dates are up at bencaplan.ca if you, the internet, want to check these guys out live, which I highly recommend that you do.
Thank you.
And can you tell us a little bit about the third song off of Old Stock?
Yeah, so this song is called Truth Doesn't Live in a Book, and I guess it's telling a story about refugees, especially ones from 1908. Religion sort of factors into it, so we wanted to do an exploration of we're sort of exploring the entirety of the humanity of these people, their sexuality, their religion, their fears, their hopes, their trauma, and so of course some of these little religious bits get in there, and it kind of presented itself with an opportunity for me to present my own sort of religious manifesto, as it were. I mean, like, everybody knows that the Bible is full of wisdom. The good book is great, but a few thousand years of theological disputes and debates have shown that the text was written in such a way that it inherently requires intensive, rigorous, and constant interpretation. Did you know that when the Bible was given, it was delivered along with an oral tradition, which at the time was expressly forbidden to be written down? Now the reason why I submit must be is that this was to prevent undue rigidity. You see, the Bible is a living work that needs to breathe in order to stay alive. Now, I hope my approach won't be seen as ham-fisted, and we all know that words get distorted and twisted, but it is my contention that some of the best bits were not written down. Always have a little bit of salt with your tequila. Don't smoke your stash if you're gonna be a dealer. Try to drink at least 8 cups of water every day. Always keep your hockey stick on the ice. If you wanna cut once, better measure twice. There's no such thing as a lunch that's really free. An eye for an eye means fair compensation. It doesn't mean take up arms with another nation. Anything written down can be twisted apart. Don't be ashamed to talk about about your mental health. Try to love your neighbor like you love yourself. That one's in there, but it always gets forgotten. Truth doesn't live in a book. You find it in the little surprises. The good book is only a lens that focuses the view. Justice for all is composed of the ugliest compromises. You can't only look at the lens, you gotta look through. There's no such thing as a virgin conception. Every good rule has a notable exception. Don't surround yourself with friends who only agree. Don't count your eggs before they're chicken. Ask for consent before you put your dick in. Ain't nothing wrong with homosexuality. Don't get caught with your pants around your ankle. If you wanna hide your money, stick it in a Swiss bangle. Every banking system needs a lot of regulation. Never draw a picture of the Prophet Muhammad unless you're a cartoonist and you really, really wanna illustrate cultural insensitivity. Truth doesn't live in a book. You find it in the little surprises. The good book is only a lens to focus the view. Justice for all is composed of the ugliest compromises. You can't only look at the lens, you gotta look through. Truth does not live in a book. You find it in the little surprises. Oh, you got to focus. Justice for all is composed of many ugly compromises. You gotta look through. You have to live in the world to get to the truth.
All right. Man, thank you guys. These are really, really great songs. Some theater, some timeless words of wisdom from Ben Caplan, all the way from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
That's it.
Ben and his magnificent beard, and Graham Scott as well. Thank you guys for coming and playing. And we've got one more also off of, this is from the album that was just released on Friday. This is from Old Stock. One more, you get a bonus song. And can you tell us a bit about that one?
Yeah, so for the bonus song, I mean, I have been thinking nonstop the last week or so about, can I swear on this? What the fuck is happening on the motherfucking southern border right now? I mean, the reprehensibility of taking a moral stance that the government ought to be able to have control over women's bodies out of the sanctity of life to protect children, but then taking not future hypothetical children, but actual real children and putting them in cages. I find it so profoundly disturbing, as we all should, I think. Anyways, this song I wrote before all of this came to pass, but it's a song that's about what I think is the motivation behind most migration, which is to provide a better life for the next generation. I mean, I think that when you decide to leave home, I mean, it's a very difficult decision, and it usually means leaving everything behind. And in many cases, it's because everything has already been destroyed and there's nothing to lose. But in many cases, people leave because they want to set up something better for the next generation. And so this next song is called Lullaby, and it's sort of about that sentiment of wanting to establish something and to give up something of your own life, of your own self for the following generation. So this song is called Lullaby, and here you go. The market is empty. The butcher's gone home. The candles have spent, soon the light will be gone. Soften your to sleep. The moon in a window, the sun in the sea. Now is the quiet just baby and me. And the sun will sleep in the ocean tonight, and the cool of the water makes everything right. And the ocean once dreamed it could shine high above, but protecting, reflecting the sun is enough. We used to go dancing, we used to drink wine, we used to buy flowers, and now we buy time. Mommy and Daddy would work bare our hands to make sure you have all you need in this land. The moon in a window, the sun in the sea. Now is the quiet just baby and me. And the sun will sleep in the ocean tonight, and the cool of the water makes everything right. And the ocean once dreamed it could shine high above, but protecting, reflecting the sun is enough. And the sun will sleep in the ocean tonight, and the cool of the water makes everything right. And the ocean once dreamed it could shine high above, but protecting, reflecting the sun is enough. Protecting, reflecting the sun is enough. Graham Scott on the keys.
Right. And thank you guys, Ben, Graham, thank you for coming and playing. We've been all over the map today. Started out with a barn burner, and now we ended with this lullaby, which is it's a really great way for us here at the studio and us, everybody out on the internet, to start out their Tuesday. So thanks for coming and sharing these songs with us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
And man, have a great show tonight at Rockwood, and all of the rest of the dates, which are listed at bencaplan.ca.
Thank you.
Travel safe, have a great tour, and thanks again for coming and sharing these songs.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure. Thanks for having us.